Hello YouTube, it's Si here from Si Moto Photo. Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something really special to take out. This might be the best Tiger out of the lot of them. I've ridden a few of the Tigers now, the different versions of it, and the GT Explorer's the one that I've been wanting to ride the most for some time, and this is the first time I've been able to get my hands on one to get a shot of one. So come on out, we'll take it for a ride and I'll let you know what I think of the bike. So here we are on the Tiger 1200 GT Explorer, and this is a bike, as I say, I've been looking forward to riding for God knows how long. I'll put up the reviews at the end of the video for the 1200 GT Pro and the Rally Explorer, and in those videos I take the bikes off-road. I give them a sort of off-road, not really taxing off-road, but I take them down sort of some green lanes and forestry trails, and it'll let you see my opinion of the GT versus the Rally when it comes to a kind of off-road setting, how capable they are. So it'll give you, rather than bore you all the details here, have a look at them, check them out, and see what I think. But in summary, I think the GT version of the bike is more than capable of doing a little bit of off-road work. And when I did the reviews on those bikes, I said in the reviews that I was really keen to get my hands on a GT Explorer to find out what a GT Explorer was like, because I thought on paper the GT Explorer was the one that I was going to enjoy the most, or the one that would be the easiest bike to live with. So today's all about that, and immediately sitting on the bike, I can tell I've got a GS 1250 Adventure, and this is the Adventure sort of competitor with a 30 litre tank, Tiger, right? And I can tell sitting in this right away that the bike is far narrower than the BMW. It's got a much narrower profile, and it's easier to manage. Guy nearly killed me coming around the corner. It's easier to manage when you're sitting on the bike. You just feel as if it's less of a brute, but you've still got plenty of road presence. It's a big tall bike, and it's a big bike. It's just your legs are less splayed wide. And initially sitting on it, I love some of the little details of the build quality. Things like just down in here in the headstop, it's all finished. All the panels are all finished and smooth and neat and tidy, rather than, sort of unfinished and all rough looking, which just seems to be something that most manufacturers of motorcycles do. It's actually really, really nice. It looks as if it's been well thought out before it's been put into final production. Things like that appeal to me, and I love the fact that these mirrors, they've got a really cool feature on them, in that you've got like a radar thing at the back. So if somebody's coming up and you're inside, then there's little amber lights or yellow lights that flash at the bottom of the mirror to let you know that somebody's in your inside, and that's a feature, if you've never had it, you probably would be like, alright, okay. But I think if first time that came in handy for you, you would be like, my god, that was really cool. So I think that is a really good feature. But not just that, the way that the mirrors are finished is far nicer than the standard one. They just look like a far better quality item, the mirrors that are on that. What I love about this bike, and about most Triumphs, certainly all the 1200s, the fact that they've got backlight switchgear. I just can't believe all manufacturers don't have that, especially premium manufacturers. Backlit switchgear is amazing. At night time, when you go somewhere at night time in this bike and you see all the buttons all lit up, it's just nice. It just gives the bike a really nice sort of, almost like a cosy feeling. It's just lovely seeing all the buttons all lit up down at your hands, not only from a functional point of view where you can see where everything is, but it just looks cool. It just looks really nice as well. So this is 148 horsepower, 130 newton meters of torque, T-plane triple, and it feels fantastic to ride. Some people criticise it because it's not quite as smooth as the old traditional sort of triple standard configuration, but I love it. I love the character it's got. I love the soundtrack that you've got with it. I think it's a really nice engine to ride along with. It just feels fantastic. You've got an 850 to 870 millimeter seat height. So I've got this set up at the 850 millimeter height, and basically I'm 6 foot exactly, and I've got a 32-inch inside leg, and I'm flat-footed on both sides with this bike. But if you're a little bit sort of taller than I am, if you put the seat height up a little bit, it just gives you a bit more leg room on the pegs. But you know, from an ergonomics seating point of view, it's really comfortable. You've got some really cool features on the bike. You've got radar assist, and you know, not only are you getting the radar assist where you know, anybody that comes up and you're inside, you get this amber light lights up in the side of the mirror, but you know, these mirror stocks look far higher quality than the standard ones. I think they look really good. You've got backlight switchgear, which I absolutely love. And standard on the GT Explorer, you've got cruise control, you've got heated grips, you've got heated seats as well. So you've got pretty much everything. All your creature comforts are all fitted on this bike as standard. You've got a adjustable screen height, so you know, if you're riding along and you want, you know, you're about town or something like that, and you want to reduce the height of the screen, it's quite easy to just drop the height of the screen. And if you're on a run in the motorway, you just pull the screen up and it just throws the wind right over your head. So you know, it's ergonomically, it's really nice, a really nice place to sit. The weight of the bike's 255 kilograms wet, so it's not a light bike, but for this category of bike and this size of bike, it's certainly not a heavy bike. You know, there's definitely heavier options out there, and when you're on the move on the bike, it definitely loses its weight altogether. It's 25 kilograms off of the old Tiger 1200, and you know, and this is a bigger version than the older one, but 25 kilograms weight reduction is a huge amount of weight, and you can definitely feel that it's not a brute of a thing to move about, and it's not a brute of a thing to move about your garage either. You've got LED lighting in the bike all round. Your indicators, your headlamp and your rear lights are all LED, so you know, you're plenty bright enough, and you've also got a set of spots on the bike as well, auxiliary lights, just to give you a wee bit more presence on the road and just light the front end of the bike up. You've also got the bike fitted with a set of Brembo Stylema calipers. Now these calipers are a revelation in terms of braking. The modulation you get through the lever is first class, and if you want to haul yourself up really quickly, boy, the brakes are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. You've got full electronic suspension, front and rear, and you can really dial it in within your rider mode. You can go into any mode actually and adjust the suspension settings in each of the modes, just to tailor the bike up exactly how you want it to ride. And the rear of the bike will adjust the ride height, you know, depending if you've got luggage and a passenger. It sets the bike up to be working in the optimum range of suspension travel for you. So it's a clever piece of kit. I love the new shaft drive with the linkage at the rear on the rear wheel. I think it looks superb. It looks really purposeful. I just think overall it's a cracking looking bike, and I don't know, this GT Explorer for me just seems to be the one that ticks all the boxes. The Tiger 1200 for me is a cracking bike, and this GT version of it with a bigger tank, the little extra features. Not only do you get that, you're getting heated seats on this as well. So not only the extra features and things like that, but the fact that it just rides so well. The GT Explorer for me it just seems to be the perfect bike in size for my stature. I really like it. One of the big things I think that you know, that differentiates the Tiger 1200 to certainly the BMW is as great a bike as the BMW is, and it's a fantastic bike. As I say, I've had mine for 3 years and I've loved it. It's a phenomenal bike. But the riding dynamics on the Tiger 1200 GT and GT Explorer just take the bike to the next level, because it's such a direct feeling to the road, as opposed to the BMW being really vague with that telelever front end. You know, it stays really level obviously when you brake, but it just feels really vague when you push on any, and you're going into a corner and you maybe do a wee bit of touching the brakes as you're coming in. You just lose that feel where the Tiger just seems to grip and grip and grip. So from a dynamic point of view, you know, a rider's bike point of view, I just think the GT and the GT Explorer, they win it hands down. They win it hands down. And the rally version of the bike is fantastic, and it rides really, really well as well. It's a gorgeous bike to ride, but there is no getting away from it. With this 19-inch front wheel on the GT versions, it does feel sharper. There's no getting away from it. It does feel sharper. Not much, but definitely enough that you can notice it. And I think, you know, from a road rider's perspective, if you're going to be doing more on-road than, you know, off-road trails and stuff like that, I think you would love the GT or the GT Pro or the GT Explorer, whatever one tickled your fancy. But what a phenomenal bike, and listen to that engine. The T-plane engine for me it's where it's at. You know, there's people say it's vibey, but I don't find it vibey. I find it, you can definitely feel pulsing coming through the bars. You can feel the engine coming through the bars. But a vibe for me is like a high frequency buzz. It's a motorcycle. It's going to have some vibes, especially when it's got an engine like this. It's a triple that's been modified to give more off-road traction, more feel through the seat of your pants, and more character. And it's achieved that tenfold. It is a joy to ride. It sounds incredible, and the grunt of Scott, the low down grunt of Scott, as well as the top end sort of howl, it's a perfect balance for a road bike engine, I think. You know, it's just got it. It's got it in spades. Gorgeous thing to ride. You feel like king of the castle on this bike. It gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling, and as I've said loads of times, that's what motorbikes are all about. It's the way it makes you feel, and this bike makes you feel as if you're riding something really quite cool. Well, the mission today was to find out if this Tiger 1200 GT Explorer was the best Tiger 1200, and in my humble opinion, I think it is. Now, just take that with a pinch of salt. If you want to go and experience the 1200 GT or Rally, go and throw your leg over it and make up your own mind what model you think's the best. But for me, I think the GT Explorer ticks all the boxes. This type of bike, for me, I could live with for a very long time. It can do anything that you ask of it, and you could have loads and loads and loads of motorcycling journeys and adventures on this bike. So for me, I just love this bike. So I'm going to award the king of the 1200s to the GT Explorer. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy the video, please give it a like. And if you've enjoyed the content and you're looking for more Triumph and Harley Davidson content, 80% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if I have earned your subscription, please subscribe to the channel, because there's plenty more content to come. But thanks again for tuning in to Moto Photo, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take it easy.